Hello, and welcome to Astrologaster with me, your host and ASMR narrator, Legendary Gaming Dragon. And yes, of course, let us not forget to pray. Thank you, God, for giving us another day of life. Thank you for everything you have done for us. Thank you for our trials and problems, for through those we are refined as steel is. Or was it iron? Thank you for everything you have done. For life in and of itself is a blessing. Please help us all. Amen. Right, let's continue the game. Loading. How fun. And last time we left off with the Captain de Devereaux. I believe it was.
Good day, sir. How may I? By Jupiter! Can it be true? Robert Devereaux, the Earl of Essex, Lord of Her Majesty's Privy Council, hero of the Battle of Cadiz.
Prithee, calm yourself, sirrah. Pray, treat me just as you would any other querent.
Of course, as it pleases your lordship. But may I say, what a great privilege it is to... may I offer you a...
You are the man who had some success treating the plague some years past, are you not?
Oh, indeed, my lord. You are very well informed. My strong water did save many a Londoner from a most lamentable death.
Then perchance you might have some cunning cure for me as well. For since I am returned to England upon having resolved that small matter in Spain, I find myself afflicted with the most vexing ailment.
Oh, but your most glorious capture of the Spanish city of Cadiz was no small matter, my lord. All England talks of nothing else. Why, pamphlets recounting your heroic exploits are sold on every street corner in London.
Mayhap they are. I know nothing of them. My single-handed victory against the King of Spain was but a trifling affair, and the least I could do for my queen and a grateful nation. But I fear vast riches and the hearts of many a Spanish beauty were not the only things I did capture while I was there.
What else did you capture in Spain, my lord? I fear I do not grasp your meaning. If you would kindly show me where upon your body you are...
As you see, this Spanish disease I caught has me oozing a most disagreeable substance.
Methinks I have a fair idea of the nature of your affliction. But I must confirm the judgment with a reading of the stars. Let us see, what disease troubles Robert Lord Devereaux, the Earl of Essex?
Looks like I need to practice speaking. Didn't think I had enough to practice that. My body oozes a foul substance. What is my illness and how can I be cured? Gonorrhea. Love. Evil digestion. I see. It seems like it is Scorpio. Gonorrhea.
You have gonorrhea, my lord. 'Tis a condition provoked by an increase in intimate activities.
Too much strumpy-humpy, eh? Well, 'tis true that since news of my victory got about, every wench from Southwark to Shoreditch wants a piece of my action, as it were. And how may this gonorrhea be cured?
The most effective method is lead plate therapy. Usually this requires a man to lie in bed for many hours with a leaden plate positioned upon his privy parts, thus allowing the lead to impart its healing properties to the affected member. But, of course, men such as your lordship have no time to lie around in bed, which is why... Let me just fetch it from my cabinet. Which is why I invented this.
And that is what? Some sort of wonder job, like the ones old men used to wear?
Precisely so, my lord. 'Tis a codpiece that I had a blacksmith fashion out of lead. I invite your lordship to wear it under your breeches, so that the lead may remain in contact with your privy member at all times. Indeed, until you are cured.
How very droll this is. Verily, how old-fashioned. I will appear as hung as old King Henry Tudor. Mayhap I wear it in my chambers.
Good day, and please come again. If you need anything at all, I am at your service.
Please do not that lead is toxic. Just a little side note right there. That was fairly easy. What your lover Avis watch her night and day. The woman has your heart, you cannot let her stray. It seems like these things are getting shorter and shorter by the visit.
Avis, I did not expect to see you this evening. Do you bring news?
Aye, some very good news. At least if you confirm it for me. Methinks I am with child.
Ah, how very wondrous. And, have you any idea of whom I...
Aye, verily, with child. But I dare not to, forsooth. What if it be naught but false hope?
Then let us ask the stars without delay. Is Mistress Avis Allen verily with child?
Well, this was quite lacking on the details. Oh dear. That's quite the selection. Evil angels are confusing demons, otherwise known as evil angels. Not with child. Optimism. Aging. She's lazy. Untrustworthy and creative when it comes to marital duties. He will die, miscarriage. Ah, yes. Miscarriage or not even a child. Well, she will not be either way. Well, maybe that was a little bit too loud. But either way, she won't be having child, I think. Let's go with miscarriage. Let's break the bad news.
Madam,
the stars confirm
that you are
indeed with child.
And that the father is...
Oh, joy! Simon, is it not wondrous? You and I are to be blessed.
I am not finished.
The stars also reveal the identity of the father.
There is no need to read the stars for that, for surely 'tis obvious that you...
Prithee, admit it. You have been coupling with my manservant, William.
Why, you... I warrant the stars say nothing of the sort.
See here, in my chart. 'Tis plain as day. In the house of children, alongside Venus, there is the planet Mars. Who else but William could that be?
But such scribblings of yours, they mean nothing to me. For all I know, you make up those stories about planets and houses and such. Why, verily, perchance you might draw up a new chart, Simon. One that tells of how the planet Avis is no longer in the House of Foreman.
You would mock me, madam? You would make a jest of my... Oh, I see. Leaving now, are you? Then you do so. You leave. I bid you good day.
Once more, this is the last time. Satisfied, I hope you have not tried. No more trick for displaying your wealth. Herbs and confections to boost your complexion. Pass idle hours tending to your health. Oh, now this is something a little quieter than that I can get behind. From Nicholas Muggs.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Who do I have the pleasure of welcoming to my chambers this day?
Nicholas Muggs, proprietor of Muggs Rugs down on Silver Street.
Ah, the wig makers. You supply wigs to players, do you not? I have heard tell of your fine work from some of my playhouse querents.
I thank ye for your kindness, sir. I do hear you are very
skilled
at your trade also, for are you not the cure of the plague of '92? Forsooth, I do hope you may cure me as well. For though I do not think I have the plague, whatever I have is doubtless most grave, no matter what my wife thinks.
And what is it your wife thinks?
It be her mind that I have taken naught but a chilly cold in the head. But 'tis not so, Dr. Foreman,
for I ache all over. My throat is sore and sore, and I cough day and night.
Day and night, you say?
Aye, verily.
I see. Then let us consult the stars. What does ail Nicholas Mugg?
What does ail our fine merchant? It is hypochondria. Cold in the head. Cardiac passion. Seems most like it. Taurus.
I am pleased to say that your wife is correct. and you have little to worry over. You have what we doctors call frigidus ad hominem, or as it is more commonly known, a man cold.
Frigid... a man cold, you say?
Aye, 'tis a cold in the head, suffered uniquely by those of the male sex. And, although it be a minor affliction, the suffering can be very great.
A minor affliction, you say? That cannot be right. I bid you check the stars again, sir, for see how ill I am, and my throat grows so hoarse I can hardly speak.
I think the trouble in your throat may be occasioned by overuse. Perhaps you might try, discoursing less.
Well, I think you ought to know that I will be seeking a second opinion.
As you will, sir. Good day.
Comfort, Lord, the rising star, dashing and the banana, he will go far. Oh, London greets him with the cries of huzzah. Little Greek, and not in the state, how certainly men we are. I'll be getting a drink 1 second. Okay, here we go.
Good day, my lord. How may I do you service? Would it pertain to some thrilling adventure upon which you may soon be embarking?
Indeed it does. Sir Walter Raleigh and I did recently come across some intelligence concerning a fleet of Spanish ships that will soon be sailing home from the New World, bearing a goodly cargo of gold. Raleigh and I plan to borrow the royal fleet, which we will use to intercept the ships and seize the treasure.
Huzzah! But borrow the Royal Navy, you say?
Aye, only temporarily, of course. The Queen will hardly know her ships are gone. Indeed, when we return them to her bearing a handsome prize of Spanish gold, she will doubtless forgive our failure to file the correct paperwork and whatnot.
Doubtless. And how may I assist your lordship in this glorious endeavour?
Well, in order to intercept the Spanish fleet, we must know which route it is planning to take. One possibility is that it returns to Spain having retrieved the gold from the New World's southern continent. The other possibility, and this is the one Sir Walter thinks most likely, is that the gold has already been transported by conquistadors from the southern continent up to Havana, and the ships are to fetch it from there.
Then let us see whether the stars can tell us upon which route the treasure ships may be intercepted on their return to Spain from the New World. Will they be sailing from the southern continent, or from the Spanish colony of Havana?
Oh dear. World history now. Riley. Let's go with Walter Riley.
The stars are of the same mind as your friend, Sir Walter Raleigh. Now, for regardless of where the Spaniards load their ships with gold, they will stop at the port of Havana. It seems the Spanish sailors will be unable to calm their carnal desires.
Excellent, excellent. But where are we to intercept them? Pray, give me the precise day, latitude, and longitude.
Certainly, my lord. But divining nautical coordinates is a somewhat lengthy and complex process. If your lordship would kindly return in an hour or so.
Quickly, sir!
Quickly, sir.
I have not the time to bide here all day.
Well then, let me see now. Taking into account the position of Jupiter, divide by 3, carry the 1. Yes. The Spanish treasure ships may be intercepted upon the 15th day of October, at a latitude of 9 and 40 degrees north and 5 and 20 degrees west, or thereabouts. That said, however, I cannot promise you that...
Excellent. Raleigh and I shall sail to this very spot. Huzzah!
Huzzah!
Huzzah! Godspeed, my lord!
Did I get that letter yet? Oh, almost. So close. She never went to school, and she's kind and never cruel. Don't take Alice for a fool. Alice Bligh is no fool. Oh, the one Bligh.
Good evening to you, madam. How might I?
Hi. Pray go tell your master, Mr. Foreman, that Mistress Alice Bligh is come to see him.
Ah, Mistress Bligh. It is I, Dr. Simon Foreman, at your service. And what an honour it is to welcome the wife of the Dean of Rochester to my humble practice. To whom do I owe my thanks for having recommended you to my care?
Well, I will not lie. You owe your thanks to nobody. For folk do tell me that you are not a real doctor, but a quack, who does conjure demons and dabbles most unlawfully in the dark arts.
I do assure you, madam, that whatever you may have heard, I am a...
Yea, do not quibble, sir. If I did seek the counsel of a doctor who has one of those fancy medical degrees, or the kind of high-bred know-it-all who does see fit to judge a woman and vex her most cruelly, I would have gone elsewhere. But, truth be told, I have need of such a man as you, for I have been bewitched by a witch.
Ah, I see.
Yea, a loathsome spell has been cast upon me. It does cause me to awaken in the morning with a most terrible pain in my head, a pain so wretched it does have me chundering into my chamber pot.
Pain in the head and involuntary purging. And what leads you to believe your suffering is occasioned by witchcraft?
The timing is most unnatural. My troubles do occur every Saturday morning without fail. I suspect the doings of our new neighbour, the widow McDoon. As well as being Scottish, she does possess several cats.
Several cats, you say?
One or two of which I may have kicked, and now she has seen fit to take revenge upon me with her dark, foreign magic.
Indeed. Scotland is well known for the powerful black witchcraft practiced by its womenfolk. But as compelling as this evidence may be, my practice does draw upon the latest scientifical arts. To diagnose your condition, I must first perform a rigorous astronomical analysis. So, let us see now, what do the stars say is the cause of your Saturday morning suffering?
What if? What happens every week? Noxious food or drink? With child? No, not likely. Bewitched? Yeah. Her skin? No way, that's just her blush. Never mind. Noxious food or drink, let's go with that.
Madam, may I delicately inquire as to whether it be the habit of you and your husband to take wine with supper? On Friday evenings, perchance? Drinking a little overmuch on occasion is nothing to be ashamed of. Many of my most respectable querents do find that a fine French claret can be deceptively...
Oh, nay, more's the pity. My husband is a tiresome teetotaler who prefers to spend his evenings writing sermons and counting coin. He hardly ever accompanies me to the tavern on Fridays.
Does he not? Well, in any case, I am much afraid that the ale you do consume upon these tavern visits may be to blame for your affliction. The consumption of strong drink can provoke an excess of black bile, which then does cause the body to purge itself the following day. I do advise you to consider...
Then I am not bewitched? But if that be true, then to poor Molly McDoon I have been most rude and unneighbourly. For shame! I must go to her this hour and apologise. Fare you well, Mr. Foreman, I must bid you good day.
Wonderful certain way to slow things down, no? Why, yes. Most rude lady.
Beware conspirations, plots and machinations, schemes of physics
to sell you their wares. Accuse us violence, but they call it science. Immortal beliefs and belittle our fears. Brought to you by Nicholas Mugg.
Ah, well met, Mr. Mugg. How fare you since our first consultation?
It seems as you were right. Though I was, in sooth, much troubled with the vile disease of, what did you say it was? Fudgipus and Honeyman, I did not die.
Frigidus ad hominem. I am most glad to hear it, sir. Indeed, you do look well.
Well, mayhap I look well now, but 'twill not be for long. I have been poisoned.
Poisoned? By the saints! Who is the author of this foul deed?
My friend George Sprottle, the bookbinder. I did dine with him not 2 hours ago.
Ah, I see. A bout of evil digestion. Pray tell, was there turned meat or some such at table?
Nay, not meat. 'Twas a pie full of cherries. I had a bite of it afore I knew what I was eating.
Cherries, you say?
Aye, cherries. And this after I took particular care to give Mistress Sprottle a list of foods I must not eat. I added cherries to the list when I did hear that the Countess of Devonshire has declared against their noxious qualities.
The Countess of Devonshire, you say? Noxious qualities, indeed. And now your symptoms, Mr. Mugg. Had you any reaction after eating these cherries?
My reaction? Well, I reacted as any man would. I spat them out. And know you what Mr. Sprottle did then, Dr. Foreman?
Nay, but pray tell.
He did laugh at me. He even called me a dinner-laughing fusspot. Fine. I may soon be in the grave, thanks to George. Will he still be laughing then?
Well, let us not speculate, shall we, Mr. Mugg? Now, let us see what these stars may tell us. What ails Nicholas Mugg?
It seems I am stumbling over my words even more so often than the first episode. What ails he? Cherry poisoning. Splendid. Can you get poisoned by cherries? I do know that cherries are not poisonous, but are there cherries that are poisonous? I think not. Let's go with Splendid, whatever that may be.
Your condition has been provoked by the rancor you feel towards your host for having ignored your alimentary demands. These feelings have caused your spleen to produce ill humours, which you are presently venting in the form of bilious anger. Hence it will quickly pass.
I see. But what of the cherries I ate?
Cherries are perfectly safe to eat. Truly, Mr. Mugg, you must abandon these absurd and superstitious notions about the evils of particular fruits and vegetables.
Must I?
Aye. With the exception of onions, of course. For onions do render a man susceptible to the plague.
Onions? Verily? I thank you for the warning, Dr. Foreman. I shall add onions to my list.
Hopefully that was right. Foreman, thou art not alone. For many querents thou hast known. If one went to sift to forsake thee, find a solace with another lady. How do you like my singing voice?
William! There you are. Did Mistress Allen call whilst I was out this day? Nay? Not quite sure about that, are you? I see.
I see.
I cannot understand it. Why has Avis not come these past weeks? Does she no longer wish to see me?
Let's consult the stars, shall we? Might see her again soon. Suspicion. Cruel of her. Sense of duty. Cannot be trusted. Let's go with A.
So, 'tis the madness of my love that keeps Avis away. My jealous passions and accusations have vexed her, mayhap even caused her fright. When she comes to see me again, for she surely will, by and by, I must remember to be kinder to her, to not plague her with my suspicions. And until Avis does return, well, there are other women in the world, are there not?
2 more times. Sir, I must thank you for resolving the misunderstanding betwixt me and my neighbour, Mistress Molly McDoon. He advised me that my Saturday morning headaches and chandlerings were not caused by her witchcraft but by my consumption of strong drink. You spoke true, and for that I am grateful. Although if Molly was not then the author of my suffering, she surely is now. For since we are become friends, we go together to the tavern every Friday. Your querent, Alice Bligh. Well, Miss Bligh. Okay. Eyes on nothing like the sun. If there be what her breasts are done, and that does our description done. For she is but a lady, but a lady.
Good day, Mistress Lanier. Much time has passed since I last saw you. How do you fare?
In truth, not well, Dr. Foreman. Not well at all.
Then I am full sorry for it, madam. Pray, tell me what manner of ill has befallen you.
I have been publicly humiliated. Mr. S. has been circulating a collection of insulting sonnets about an unnamed dark lady, and all of London thinks this dark lady is me.
Well, your complexion is rather...
I am described as having foul breath and black wires for hair. Though methinks the very worst line is the one that tells of a gross body rising at the utterance of my name. And I cannot abide illusions, Dr. Foreman. If Mr. S. wishes to reference bodily levitation and other such cheap stage magic, he would do well to leave my name out of it. My interest is in the dramatic arts, not fairground attractions.
I am not sure that is quite his meaning.
Dr. Foreman, you know of Mr. William Shakespeare, then? Do not tell me you have read the sonnets.
Well, I own that I have. But as you did remark, madam, all of London has read them.
Oh, well, I am undone. My professional reputation is now utterly spoiled, for now the whole world will look upon me as naught but Mr. Shakespeare's fancy wench. No longer will they judge me on my own merits.
Let us hope it is not as grave as that, madam. Have you discoursed upon the matter with him?
Nay, I dare not confront him about it. For we are almost at an end with our work on the play, and I dare not risk it not being staged.
Then let us see what the stars advise. What may Mistress Lanier do to restore her professional reputation?
Oh, I do not remember. Was it Macbeth? I don't remember anything. Romantic feelings reversed. Abandoned her career. Doesn't seem like it. Confused? How interesting. Constraint and... well, looks like C is the only answer. Yes, it does seem like this. C be it.
You are right to be concerned about the damage to your reputation, Mistress Lanier. For there is a danger that your partnership with Mr. Shakespeare and his depiction of you in his sonnets will forever overshadow your own literary achievements.
God's womb. But what can I do to forestall such an injustice?
I suggest you spread a rumour of your own about another lady. For instance, there is a brothel owner in Clerkenwell they call Black Luce. If you were to put it about that she is the subject of Shakespeare's sonnets, 'twould do her reputation no harm. Indeed, the effect would be quite the reverse, for doubtless there be many a man present who would pay handsomely for a tumble with Shakespeare's dark lady.
Well, indeed. I do feel 'tis most important to advance the interests of my fellow women, especially those seeking to make their way in business. Oh, do you see that, Dr. Foreman? 'Tis your mute Italian querent, Signor Ferraro. He is staring at us through the window.
Is he? Then doubtless he has come for another consultation.
Once more with the dark lady. It feels like a play, an Italian cliche. It is Ferraro. The words from them flow like a cheap prosciutto. It is Ferraro. He's gonna Ferraro. Can't really roll my R's, you know.
Good day, senor, and well met.
Tis I, Riccardo Ferraro, come once again to see the great Dottore Simon Foreman.
Indeed, I did recognize you, senor. How may I assist you this day?
I am ill. I tell you my problems. First the problem. I do make a chandar in the morning. Next the problems. My belly does swell and my chest, 'tis a most tender to the touch. And now, for the very most terrible of problems. I have the bigger feels. One moment I do weep, and the next I do curse and gnash my teeth. So, Dottore, you tell what ails me, huh? You wanna make a... You wanna make a water into this cup? Un momento, I make the water.
Nay, not in my... prithee, hold. If you please, senor. As with our previous consultations, I shall be judging your illness by reading the stars.
So, you need not of my...
Nay, senor, I have no need of it. Whilst 'tis true that most physicians do spy and sniff their patients' urine, I find this method of piss-pot diagnosis most imprecise. Indeed, the practice is quite primitive. 'Tis my belief that if medicine is to advance in this modern age, we must all adopt a more scientifical method. I am quite sure history will bear me out on this question.
This scientific method. This reading my diagnosis in the stars?
Precisely so. Speaking thereof, perchance we may consult the stars now. What illness troubles Signor Riccardo Ferraro?
Let it be. Swollen belly, tenor chest, thundering and moodiness. What ails me? Apoplexy. Maybe. Smattering in the breast. Doesn't seem like it. With child. Although if this were a woman, I guess it might apply. I do think it is a fit apoplexy. Oops.
Senor, you have been stricken by a condition known as apoplexy. I will have my manservant bleed you from the arm, then apply beaver musk to your nose to induce sneezing, thereby drawing phlegm away from the brain.
But my problems, they are the swollen belly, the chundering, the tenderness, and the big mood. How can it be this apoplexy?
Apoplexy is an affliction of the brain which can both trick the senses and induce large moods. The stars suggest this condition was given you by a witch, a most capricious witch, I warrant, for the condition has tricked your mind into feeling all the symptoms of being with child. And verily, 'tis not possible for you to be with child, senor, unless, of course, that moustache of yours is naught but a cunning disguise. But I jest, senor. 'Twas not my intention to doubt your manliness.
You jest! A lady who would disguise herself as a man? So silly. I think you see too many plays by Mr. Shakespeare, huh? Riccardo Ferraro bids you good day.
It's hard to see with the mustache and all. Monsters on your plate, you're very sure that your dinner is clean. As you explain how your food causes you pain, your friends and relations are very mean. Whew. Even this is going too fast for me now.
Good day, Mr. Mugg. Pray tell, did the matter with the cherries resolve itself in the end?
Indeed. I did tell my friend, Mr. Sprottle, what you said about how my shouting at him was owing to an abscess of bile in my spleen. I also did speak to him on the evils of onions. I think he was most interested.
And what may I assist you with this day, Mr. Mugg?
I have the spotted fever. I must begin treatment now, or else
Hold, sir. The spotted fever is exceedingly rare. Why would you think you have such a disease?
Well, sir, not only am I covered all over in red spots, I have lately taken to chundering, such as are the very symptoms listed in the medical book I did read. I am already taking the treatment Mr. Kogan prescribes, but now I require...
You mean to say you have read Thomas Kogan's Haven of Health? Why, that is a most technical book, writ for doctors and medical students. How did you come to be reading it?
My friend George Sprottle did bind a printing of it in his shop. He kindly let me spy some pages I thought was sent up to Cambridge. Oh, but Dr. Foreman, I forget myself. You have no medical degree, so you doubtless have not read it. Mayhap if I ask George nicely...
Sir, let us consult the stars and see if they may tell us what ails you.
Sounds like chickenpox. Smallpox even. Is it spotted fever? Is that smallpox? No, smallpox is a blistering. Chickenpox is the red spots. No, it doesn't seem like that. Well, actually, chickenpox is fatal in older people. That's why there will be pox parties around the block, and so as to get the children sick with chickenpox and build immunity. Yes, it was quite a while ago, wasn't it? Yes, I do think it was the spotted fever.
You do indeed suffer from the spotted fever, Mr. Mugg. Now, as to your cure... It does require some uncommon ingredients that I do not keep here in my chambers at present. A moment, pray, while I write this down. Here, take this recipe to your apothecary and have him make you up a preparation. Take a spoonful each morning until your red spots disappear.
Oh, ground up horns of a deer and cinnamon. How very fine. And this red coral from the South Seas.
Aye, verily. Nothing but the finest of cures for my loyal querents.
It is just as well for us that I did consult Mr. Kogan's book, is it not, Dr. Foreman? On my word, my wife was very wrong to doubt him. I shall tell her you said so. One thing more, if you please, Dr. Foreman, for I feel I must give you a warning. A great storm is coming. I feel it in my bones, and my bones do always speak truth. You would do well to bide indoors at the first sign of wind and rain. God keep you well, Dr. Foreman.
Dr. Foreman? God keep you well, Dr. Foreman. Lacking in words, I am. Almighty God, thy servant is sublime. Reach forth thy gracious hand, and slap sense into him. My.
Good morrow, Dean Blarg. How fare you this day?
Well, Dr. Foreman, I must own that I do not fare well. For my recent investments have left me in a rather vexing financial position.
Verily, that is ill to hear.
Aye, Sir Walter Raleigh's quest for El Dorado failed most woefully, just as you predicted. His ships did return loaded with naught but a few sacks of worthless root vegetables. I cannot fathom it. We are Englishmen. We do not eat vegetables.
Aye, a disappointing outcome indeed.
Oh, but that is all by the by, for you will be pleased to know that I have put my remaining fortune into a new venture so assured of success that I will make all my money back and more.
Assured, you say? How very reassuring.
I have invested in an expedition to intercept a fleet of Spanish ships carrying gold back from the New World. For this expedition, Sir Walter Raleigh will be joined by that famous military genius, Robert Devereux, the Earl of Essex. So success is virtually guaranteed. There is but one small worry, however.
Only one?
Aye. 'Tis that Raleigh and Essex set sail full 2 months past, but there is yet no tidings of them. Such silence is a trifle vexing. Have they yet captured the Spanish treasure ships? Surely no ill has befallen them.
A most vexing mystery indeed. Let us see whether the stars can tell us what has become of this expedition.
Oh dear. Must be patient. Nexus and violent battle Good intuition. Hasn't been a joke bigger than that here around. Benevolently upon plague, blight, careless financial legacy, reversal of fortune. Battle. Yes. Aren't these all no though? No, this one's yes, actually. I do not know from history. Oh dear. Sir Walter Riley. I think it'd be B. How about EA?
Wondrous tidings! Your family's fortune is soon to be restored, and you may thank God for it, for it was he that inspired you to invest in such a well-led expedition. Raleigh and Essex have come upon the Spanish treasure fleet, and a violent battle off the coast of Spain is being waged this very hour.
Verily, blessed day! O Heavenly Father, I give thanks unto thee for both thy mercy and thy business savvy.
Oh yeah.
Why must this wench act so distressed? Perhaps she cannot abide the jest. Oh, welcome love when it is professed. What an ungrateful lady. What an ungrateful lady. Lady.
Good day, Mistress Lanier. Pray, come in and take comfort by the fire.
The wind is fierce and cold this day.
Did you see him this time, Dr. Foreman? He did it again. He ran off the moment he saw me.
See who, madam?
Your patient,
Signor
Ferraro. Ah, verily? Indeed, I was expecting him to come for a consultation this day. But he changed his mind and ran off, you say. How very mysterious.
Truly, 'tis as if all men are determined to use me ill.
Surely not all men, madam. I, for one, remain most devotedly at your service. My dear lady, I do not need to read the stars to see that something grave has befallen you. Pray, tell me what it is.
Yesterday I did meet with Mr. Shakespeare to discourse upon our new play, which is to open this week at the theatre in Shoreditch. But though I was determined not to confront him about the sonnets he wrote about me, 'twas difficult to hide the heaviness I did feel in his company.
I can well imagine, madam.
So then, well, he remarked upon my dark humour. To wit, he said to me, Amelia, your pretty brow does furrow, so I will kiss it smooth.
And I sense that you did not receive this well?
Indeed, I did not. Forsooth, I was so enraged by this, I reversed my flagon of ale full over his head. Whereon he rose from his stool, declaring I was the most ungrateful and unworthy wench in all of Christendom, and then he flew out of the tavern like a bat from out the gates of hell.
A most vivid image, and no doubt most apt. Men who work in playhouses are prone to indulging in such melodrama, of course. Why so many ladies care for such men in preference of those employed in solid, stable professions, I shall never understand.
And if only that were all. For this morning I saw a bill advertising our play posted on a wall in my street. It bears his name and not mine.
Verily? Surely not. Mayhap there has been some error made.
Nay, Dr. Foreman, 'tis no error, for I rushed to the theatre to see what was amiss, but I was refused admittance. Indeed, the player who came to the door denied all knowledge of my collaboration on the play. Methinks Mr. Shakespeare is exacting his petty vengeance upon me for rejecting his sly suit by denying me credit for my work. And he means to deal with me by pretending I do not exist, as if I were a ghost. Or is it he who has become the ghost? In truth, I am not yet sure how that metaphor should work.
What monstrous perfidy! Pray tell me what I might do to punish this wretched scribbler. Though I am not adept with a sword, I do have a book that instructs in how to command nefarious spirits.
Oh, prithee, sir, I am come not in search of vengeance, but to seek answers. As you know, I have been ill-treated by my husband, and now I am betrayed by Mr. Shakespeare. Pray, Read the stars and answer me this, Dr. Foreman. Will I ever be able to trust, even love
a man again? A very hard question indeed. Oh, well, never mind. Oh my. Such is the way of woman, no? New change in life in the form of a child. Ignorant of the love she inspires, but her ignorance will be reversed. Legacy has been betrayed by Mr. Shakespeare. Betwixt Amelia and me is currently... The relation betwixt Amelia and me is currently wrought by confusion. God rewards men who invest time in their friendships with comely women. Amelia's friends have been unworthy of her confidence. I secretly wish to commit adultery with men of high intelligence, not given to their true feelings. Well, that's not like I have any other option.
To your question of whether there yet be a man in this world worthy of your trust and affections, forsooth, I have never seen an arrangement of stars that speaks so clearly.
Verily, then pray tell, what answer does it give?
My dear lady, the answer you seek need not be divined by reading the stars. It may be read in the signs you see before you now. To wit, the answer you seek is right in front of you.
I am afraid I do not follow, Dr. Foreman. 'Tis your feather quill, a half-eaten apple. Your desk is a little untidy, and I must confess the symbolism in Flemish still life painting has always quite confounded me. Take a skull, for instance. What sense does a skull make alongside a bowl
of...
Below? Tis clear to me now. Your face was always hid in shadow, but 'tis you, Mr. Foreman. You are the man who has been prowling me these last months.
Dearest, loveliest Amelia, allow me to profess to you my undying admiration for your charms, which are not insignificant.
God's womb, and too, Dr. Foreman. Fie, you of all men to betray me thus. But 'tis true. I now see the answer. For I know now never again to trust a man to guide me. Henceforth, I shall write under my own name, and when there are decisions to be made, I shall take my own counsel and make my own judgments. By the by, methinks I do at last understand that prediction you made for me some years ago, Dr. Foreman. The one about how belief is required if I am to succeed. 'Tis a belief I must hold not in the inevitability of my own personal success, but of the successes of the women who will come after me. Farewell, Dr. Foreman, and clean your desk. Verily, 'tis quite disgusting.
I think that's it. Alright. Sir, I must thank you for your diligent care of my husband. Nicholas. Completed Amelia Lanier's storyline. Oh, yes. Your efforts to disabuse him of his fanciful notions are much appreciated by his family. Please continue to speak true to him, that he may one day come to his senses and peace may be restored to our household. Your querents, long-suffering wife, Sarah Mugg.
Lancelot
More is of a great house. Much does depend on his choice of a spouse. Must be wed to concentrate wealth, great wealth. No matter the cost, to love and to have. Interesting.
Good day to you, young sir, and well met. You are Lancelot Moore of Middlesex, are you not? What an honour it is to welcome a son of the great house of Moore to my humble consulting chambers.
'Tis indeed I, Lancelot Moore. I will own it. But hear this. My family is ignorant of my designs in coming here, and I wish them to remain so. Which is why I come to you, Mr. Foreman. For methinks you are not such a man who would ever find himself in the company of a family such as ours.
Ah, well, you may count upon my discretion, Mr. Moore. And what is the matter that brings you this day?
'Tis that my family wish me to marry my wretched cousin Barbara.
And I take it you would not wish to comply?
Nay, I verily would not. Cousin Barbara is a vile little minx. She loves nothing more than to sport with me and play cruel japes. Last Christmas, she even hid a dead mouse in my mince pie.
The lady does seem most spirited.
The lady? Oh, pish! Cousin Barbara is hardly a lady, for she is not 14 years of age. It is most unnatural to ask a grown man to wed a child.
Indeed it is. 'Tis my belief that in these enlightened times we should consider...
Verily, Barbara be damned. My heart belongs to a true woman, not a freckled, scrawny slip of a girl. A full-blossomed woman.
A woman, you say?
Aye, Marion, my other cousin.
I see.
Ah, Marion, so beguiling are her shapely charms. Oh, to lie, if not to die, in Marion's arms. So soft her lips, so sweet her face. Oh, how I yearn for her embrace. In me she hath such passion stirred,
the fever rises in mine.
Nay, I pray for death, and would be martyred if from her I be thus parted. And so you see, you must help me forestall this wretched marriage, so that I might wed my sweet cousin Marion. Mr. Foreman? Mr. Foreman?
Yes, indeed. Let us see what the stars advise. How might Mr. Moore avoid this marriage to his cousin Barbara?
Indeed. Quite a question. Rumor, Barbara being active. Child. Fancy may do some travel abroad. Trying himself from his aim as he has come of age and control over his fortune. Serving his country, he should go to war. Nice cases. Rebellious. I know not my history again. Maybe I should have paid more attention in European history class. C seems like an answer. Most sane indeed.
It is apparent you do not wish to marry your cousin Barbara. But have you considered whether she wishes to marry you?
Nay, but I cannot think why she would not want to marry me. I am exceeding eligible.
Aye, doubtless you are, Mr. Moore. But do you not think her unkind japes may indicate she harbours some degree of malice towards you?
Mayhap you are right. I did find a toad in my bed Thursday last. 'Tis as if Barbara were possessed by a demon.
Very possibly. And thus possessed, she may be distracted and not wholly aware of your fine qualities. I advise you to simply bide your time. For the stars suggest she is a cunning maid who plans to thwart the marriage using a method of her own devising.
Verily? Then I will leave it all to Barbara, as you advise. But it shall be on your head if I'm forced to marry her, Mr. Foreman.
Let's hope I chose right. Spanish Armada nears England's coast. Nation prepares for invasion whilst Queen searches for Miss Navy. As Spanish ships near our shores, the Queen's ground troops prepare for what promises to be a blood-soaked slaughter of Englishmen by continental Catholic savages. With England's coast undefended, experts predict Spanish ships will be sailing up the Thames to London within days. Sources in the royal court say the Queen is little more vexed by the absence of the Royal Navy, which experts describe as lost. Oh dear, it seems like it's messed up very much. The witch, Mary sees you keeping cats against you, she will snitch. Beware of Mistress Mary Page, she is a nosy, fa la 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 la.
Blessed even, Dr. Foreman.
Mistress Payne,
what
brings you in such weather? 'Tis most dangerous to be about it.
Oh, it takes more than a little wind and rain to forestall me from doing the Lord's work. Besides, foul weather is naught but God's righteous vengeance upon London for the sinful debauchery of its inhabitants.
Verily? Then I dread to think what northerners get up to of an evening.
Pray heed me carefully, Dr. Foreman, for 'tis on a most pressing matter that I am come. Doubtless you have heard the news. The Spanish Armada does sail once again towards England's shores. It seems this latest Armada was most unexpected.
Well, as 'tis oft said, no one expects the Spanish Armada.
Nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition.
'Tis very grave this time, for I have heard tell that our own warships are far away at sea, and with our coasts undefended, a Catholic horde may soon be sailing up the Thames to slay us all.
Aye, our situation is most grave indeed. But what would you have me tell you, Mistress Payne?
I wish to know whether the English fleet will arrive home in time to defend our shores, or might we ordinary folk be compelled to take up arms to defend ourselves? Dr. Foreman, are you ready to beat off the Catholics, come what may?
Am I ready to beat off the... Prithee, madam, let us pray the need never arises. Perchance the stars will offer us some reassurance. Will the Royal Naval Fleet return home in time to defend England from the Spanish Armada?
Rise up, our neighbors. Pursuit for gold. Confusion. Oops. Planning to sell goods. Delayed. Idleness of the sailors. Deeply unpredictable event. I think A is most likely.
Madam, know you of Robert Devereux, the Earl of Essex, or of Sir Walter Raleigh, perchance?
Oh, young Lord Devereux, such a talented young man. My niece is especially taken with him.
Well, it would seem the pair did take the royal fleet on an expedition to intercept and seize gold being transported back to Spain from the New World. But their plan went awry, and now they are lost at sea. I am afeard that, short of a miracle, a Spanish invasion is indeed imminent.
Her Majesty would risk her realm and the lives of her subjects for the sake of gold. Then now present danger does not surprise me. England's downfall will be God's punishment for our Queen's greed and avarice.
Well, to be fair to Her Majesty, I do not imagine she gave Devereux and Raleigh permission to...
Oh, my days! With a Spanish invasion nigh, I know not how to calm my anxious passions. Methinks I shall take to bed with Paul and Matthew this even.
Yes, I see. The Book of Paul and the Book of Matthew. Aye, verily. Holy Scripture does give great comfort to a distressed mind. God keep ye well, Mistress Payne.
Thank you for the clarification, Dr. Simon Foreman. So I must congratulate you on the sterling counsel you gave me in my relation to my hard cousin Barbara, whom my parents didn't wish me to marry. As you did predict, the wretched little fiend did at length contrive a method for ending our engagement. She has run off with the Earl of Shrewsbury, your relieved querent, Lancelot Moore, Esquire. Take care for a day that you hear the Countess of Devonshire say about peace. They corrupt your humors and cause cancer a tumor, so doubtless you're causing your current disease. Nicholas Mugg.
Good morrow, Mr. Mugg. Back again so soon. And yet your red spots do seem to have faded.
Aye, of the spotted fever I am cured. For, as he remarked, those spots have near vanished and no new ones are appearing. But my wife does swear they were the work of fleas, and she beat the rugs and banished the dogs from the house to rid us of them. She'll be beating and banishing me next if she has her way.
Well, I am glad to hear you are faring better. What brings you this day?
I have a humoral imbalance and need treating for it.
A humoral imbalance, you say? Well, 'tis true that an imbalance of humours can affect a man's mood. For instance, an excess of black bile, which is a cold, dry humour, can provoke feelings of melancholy, whereas yellow bile is
hot and dry. I thank ye for the explanation, Dr. Foreman, but I did learn all about humours when I took supper with my friend, Mistress Ollingworth. She has a humoral imbalance and takes medicine for it. Hence, I am come this day for medicine to treat my own imbalance.
I see. And what mental symptoms are you experiencing? Any unusual or troubling feelings?
Aye, very troubling. Why, I find myself a fretting and a pacing all the day long. Even my wife has remarked upon it.
Anxiety and agitation. Pray tell, did these feelings begin before or after you spoke with your friend, Mistress Ollingworth?
Let me see now. After, methinks. Aye, after. Why? Does that matter?
Yes, quite possibly. But let us see what these stars do have to say. What humoral imbalance does ail my querent, Nicholas Mugg?
Colic. No, choleric. Psychological constipation and really psychological. Seems more worrisome. Like he's more worrisome.
Have you a diagnosis yet? This day I am to dine with Mistress Ollingworth, and I wish to tell her all about it.
Aye, 'tis done. You have an imbalance of phlegm in your bowels. Not only does this cause constipation, it does also provoke a condition of the mind called retention of the anus. With retention of the anus, the sufferer is prone to fixation and obsession. Is there, perchance, a particular subject upon which you think you may fixate or obsess? Prithee, sir, take your time to think.
Nay, I cannot say as I do fixate or obsess over anything. Methinks your diagnosis must be wrong.
Oh, well, it was worth a try.
Aye, well, doubtless you will have better luck with the stars next time, eh? Good day, Dr. Foreman.
That was clearly wrong. Luckily, it only went down like 5. Hey, Spanish Armada sunk by an English storm. Yay! Proving once again that God loved England more than our Catholic enemies. The Spanish naval fleet has been defeated by a mighty storm that has been raging in the English Canal on nigh for 3 days. What remains of the Armada has fled back to Spain. Beachcombers are advised to wait for the storm to abate before looting corpses that have washed ashore. Here comes the son of noble birth, knowing how much his father is worth. For such a boy advantages brought, entitled to much, deserving of naught. I think I'll go get me another can of strong drink. My bad, strong water.
Oh, Sirrah, I have dire need of your counsel.
Pray calm yourself, sir, and tell me of this urgent affair.
Oh, verily, it is most urgent. A fair maiden has my heart, a maid with hair of shining gold and eyes so blue the finest sapphires grow pale with envy. But she is a most pious and demure in nature, and has many other suitors. How might I win her favour?
Golden hair? But in our last consultation... let me see here my notes. Yes. You told me your heart belonged to... a maid with hair of onyx black that doth make the finest ebony go grey with envy.
You mean my cousin Marion? Pish! That was naught but a childish fancy. I bid you, Foreman, pray focus on the matter at hand. For if you do not help me win my true love's favour, my bursting heart will tear asunder, my soul will wither unto...
Aye, as you will. Let us see what guidance can be had from the stars. How may Lancelot More win the heart of this golden-haired maiden?
Let's see. Religion's conversion. Self-discipline. False religious brutish nature. He will lie to gain her hand. He is not as religious as she seems. Or he should be more religious. I think it'd be B or C. Knowing the stories of the Decameron, it might be true, mind you. I'll go with B. Maybe. Yes, let's go with that.
This maid does give off an air of piety, but in truth, she is no different from others of her sex. It would seem she hides a secret fondness for jewels and fine nicks and knacks. The stars also indicate that you would do well to make much of your masculine qualities of strength and bravery.
A most excellent plan, Foreman. Mayhap I take my love to the finest bear-baiting ring in London. For there she will see I do never flinch at the sight of blood spilled. And as for fine things, I will impress her by wearing twice my usual number of necklaces and earrings. Verily, I will this very moment go to my tailor to order a much wider ruff.
Okay. So I write to you to express my gratitude, for it seems you did heed my entreaty not to encourage my husband Nicholas's delusions. Although he was a trifle disappointed by the judgment you gave him at his last consultation, he has now found other notions to occupy him. He has lately developed an interest in the life-extending powers of standing on one foot for protracted periods of time. Actually, looks like I may have been right with that thing. This blight, she likes a drink. She does not care what you think, and it may end up down in the sink. Alice cares not what you think. Right.
Good day, Mistress Black. What brings you?
Oh, Dr. Foreman, I have worked myself into such a state that I have urgent need of you.
Oh, you have you? Well then, let me just...
Yea, I have urgent need of your counsel. I am certain that my husband Blarg is hiding a shameful secret from me. As you doubtless did note from my flushedness of face and heaving of bosom, I burn with the fever of suspicion and curiosity.
Indeed, I did remark a fever upon your person, and wish fervently that I may bring it to a speedy resolution. Let us see. What is this secret that your husband Thomas Blarg hides from you?
Probably lost in wealth. Religious or no? It doesn't seem like that. Looks like it's B, says the truth. Let's go with that.
I fear the secret your husband hides is a sudden transformation from wealth to pauperdom. For he has been careless with your family's finances by making a series of bad business investments.
Looks a mercy! That boiled-brained chump has ruined us! Upon my virtue, I can hardly bear to think on it. Nay, I cannot even. Say, is that medicinal wine I spy on the shelf behind you, good sir? Prithee, pour your patient a dose of it. Simon makes a fine figure when he reads the stars wisely. Mayhap I stay a while and take wine and a little else with him.
Oh my.
Alas, for someone she has born, she was made out weak, she has much to mourn. His vexing distress. was born.
I think I'm getting better at singing now.
Good day, Mistress Delamere.
Good day, Dr. Foreman. 'Tis Lady Dyer now. I remarried after poor Mr. Delamere passed.
Verily? Oh, I am full sorry to hear of your husband's demise, my lady.
In truth, the circumstances of his death trouble me still, for my husband was hanged, Dr. Foreman.
By the saints, was he? He was?
Aye, indeed, for I took him to the hangings at Tyburn, as you advised, to cure his quinsy with the hand of a fresh corpse. But there was some confusion with our transport, and my husband somehow found himself in the same cart as the men who were to be hanged. And try as we might, we could not make the hangman heed our protestations.
On my word, I did never hear of so tragical an error. Oh, what a ghastly business. You must have been most distressed.
Yes, I was. So I hope you will understand why I worry for the health of my new husband, Lord Dyer. Mayhap 'tis not at all, and yet...
And yet you would wish to know so that you may rest easier. Why, of course, my lady. Pray, describe Lord Dyer's troubles to me, no matter how trifling they may seem to you.
Well, I have noted that my husband awakens many times in the night to make water. Mayhap 'tis the reason why he tires so easily during the day. And he does often complain of thirst and hunger, even after meals.
A tapeworm?
Frequent urination, tiredness, dog-like appetite, and thirst.
That's a tapeworm, right?
Be there anything else?
There is also a small wound on his hand. It does not appear grave, yet it has not healed, even though it be some weeks since he cut himself.
A wound that will not heal. Then let us see what the stars have to say. Be there any grave illness troubling Mr. John Delamere?
Methinks you mean Lord Henry Dyer, Dr. Foreman.
I beseech your pardon, my lady. What illness troubles Lord Henry Dyer?
Oh, the stomach things are tapeworm, but that's are usually diabetes, no? Do those things are also diabetes? Diabetes. Well, would you look at that? Bewitched. Gangrene in the hand. Diabete. Beat. Libra.
It seemed Lord Dyer suffers from the diabetes. 'Tis a grave case of it, I am afeard.
God mend me. Then how am I to keep my husband from dying of it?
Well, the consumption of lettuce seeds and barley water can help, and you must not allow him to take honey or sweetmeats. In truth, I am a little concerned about the wound on his lordship's hand, though it be minor. 'Tis the diabetes that prevents it from healing.
Oh, then what should be done about it?
Take Lord Dyer to a barber surgeon, where he may have leeches applied to his wound. This will draw out the corrupt blood to hasten the healing. But prithee, be sure that your husband never cuts himself again, for the corruption of blood such cuts occasion in a sufferer of the diabetes, well, they oftentimes prove fatal.
Oh, then I shall do precisely as you advise, Dr. Foreman. I thank ye heartily, sir. Good day.
Yes, that does seem like the correct diagnosis in this case. Ooh, one more.
Here comes Avis Allen, she must love Foreman still. As she hath come here, mayhap she's gravely ill.
Good day, Mistress Allen. I hear a child was lately born to you. I trust he is well.
Yes, indeed. God has favoured us with a healthy boy. He is a true blessing to Mr. Allen and me. And we pray he remains so. That is, that this child remains in good health. And as I do ail of something, normally I would not have come, but methinks 'tis best I am treated, for the sake of Marmaduke, lest he take ill from me.
I see. Then pray describe your troubles to me, Mistress Allen.
Well, in truth, it is but a cough, but indeed at first I thought 'twas naught but a chilly cold, but 'tis many weeks now, and it lingers still. Forsooth I am afeard it does grow worse.
Many weeks, you say? Aye, that is most concerning. Let us see what the stars have to say. What ails Mistress Avis Allen, and how may she be cured?
Mattering in the breast, deficiency of blood. Your witch is in mortal danger. Well, I think this is more logical now.
Before I complete my judgment, madam, I must ask a question of medical relevance. Who is the true father of your...
God mend me, Simon! You would plague me with your suspicious fancies even now, in my very hour of need. Have you no thought for my son and my... I am full sick of your jealous delusions. Oh, verily, I should never have come. I will bid ye good day now, Simon.
But would you not wish to know what ails you?
I indeed, I would. Which is why I will be finding myself another doctor.
Well, it seems like our dear Dr. Simon screwed this one up, didn't he? The story seems bold, crucial facts left untold, each is federal. Left untold, inform and protest, he feels protest, each is federal. Will you?
Good day, Signor Ferraro. How may I do you service?
How may you do me service, huh? 'Tis a question, is it not? I do hear you offer many different services, huh? Not just in medicine, for you are a dottore of a special kind, one who gives answers to all the problems, see?
Forsooth, 'tis true, Signor. In my practice, I endeavor to treat the whole man, mind, body, soul, the location of his missing household items. All are connected at a holistic level. I take it this time you are come about a problem that does not pertain to a bodily complaint.
See, these are my mama. She does a worry night and day. She say, Ricardo, you must go to the wise man who reads the stars and have him tell you what your future holds. I say, Mama, if it'll make you happy, I will go to Signor Forman and ask him.
I see. And is there any particular reason for your mother to be thus concerned? Be you faced with some kind of imminent danger?
A particular reason, you say? Nay, Signor, she needs no reason to worry. Mia madre is an Italian mama.
Ah, yes, of course.
You see now, huh? She is not like these London mamas who make the children live in a cupboard with the dog.
Well then, mayhap the stars might offer your devoted mother some comfort. What does the future hold for Ricardo Ferraro and his mother?
Let's see what it does hold in the future. Deception discovered. Transformation. There's a young man who is from the man is happy. Seems like A is more likely.
I am afeard these stars reveal information of a most disturbing nature.
Verily?
Aye. When you first came to me, you did tell me that you worked in trade. And yet my chart very plainly indicates that you are an authority figure, connected with a learned institution over which you hold a position of responsibility. Indeed, it would seem that you are not who you say you are. Do you deny it, Signor?
Oh, Sirrah! You would accuse me of calling myself something I am not? Look at you, Sirrah, a charlatan who would call himself a doctor. You are naught but a pretender.
Fie, sir! It is you who are the pretender. For 'tis clear you are not the merchant of Venice you pretend to be. Who are you? What is your true name, sir?
You will know it in time, Sirrah, for we shall meet again. I bid you good day, Dr. Foreman.
Am I? Sir, it is with most sorrow that I write to you death of my dear wife Avis these 2 days past. The new doctor could not save her, even though he held a medical license and thus highly skilled. Although you are no longer my wife's doctor, I am grateful for the kindness you have shown Avis over the years, and I know she was too. Indeed, she spoke of you with her final words, saying, "Oh, Simon, forgive me, Simon," or something of the like. Doubtless this expression of guilt was in reference to a bill for your service that she had not yet settled. How like my poor wife, who have been thinking of her obligations to others until her very last breath. I enclose with you this missive the sum of 1 shilling, and beg your forgiveness for late payment. Your most assured friend, William Allen. Weep not for men, wipe away thy 2 tears, for you are made shed tears. Waste no more hours on woe and shame. 'Tis time to find someone to blame.
But why did you not let me save you, Avis? Why did you entrust your precious life to another doctor? An ignorant impostor who knows not how to read the stars to judge an illness. Oh, my beloved
Avis.
Why did you die before I had the chance to?
Pleasant romantic punishment from God. Aggressive, careless. Seems like A is the most correct choice now. Or is it not?
So 'twas I. I am to blame for Avis's death. If only I had not driven away with my ill-tempered, unkind accusations. Would that I had turned my thoughts to her illness and away from my own selfish needs. How will she ever? How will I ever forgive myself?
One more, and then...
When you
are shook by something in a book that says you might have some rare malady, see Dr. Foreman, be sure to inform him you have it on very good authority.
Good day, Mr. Mag. What brings you?
I am exceeding ill, Dr. Foreman. Verily I am. And you know my wife. She is refusing to hear anything about it. 'Tis but another of your delusions, Nicholas, she says. She will not even look at it.
Look at what? Oh, I see. You may pull up your breeches now. Pray let me examine you more closely. Raise your chin, if you please. Now, loosen your garter and remove your stocking. I am afeard this verily is grave. Most grave indeed.
'Tis? Verily?
I believe so. But we must have it confirmed by the stars. Let us consult them now. What explains these swellings that have arisen on various parts of Nicholas Mugg's body?
Oh, that's a plague. Scrofula. Plague. It might not be the plague, actually. But it could always be the plague, couldn't it? Well, actually it has been a few years, but still, Europe in those times. Oh, but our dear doctor has cured it. And it does seem more like it. I have never heard of scrofula. Let's go with the plague.
You are gravely ill with the plague. It is oft fatal, but you are in good hands. For during the Great Plague of 92, I was able to save many a soul from the grave with my famous strong water. A moment, if you please, while I retrieve it from my cabinet. But, sir, unhand it, sir. The dosage is very precise. You must not... nay, not the whole bottle. Ye gods, man, what have you done?
Methinks I'm dying.
Oh, woe. A fatal dose. Alas, I am sorry for it, sir, but you were never meant to drink so much of it. Oh, may God forgive me.
Nay, do not blame yourself, Doctor. Thank you heartily, for at last all shall know. My wife, my friends, how wrong they were. and how I did speak truth.
William! William! Oh, curse it, where is that feckless manservant of mine? William! Go forth and fetch the vicar!
Oh dear. Oh yes, it was actually his final case. Well, it is now, I guess, even if it wasn't.
Mr. Foreman, you have been called before this assembly of the College of Physicians to answer the charge of practicing medicine without a medical license. What have you to say in your defense? Would you deny practicing medicine, sir?
Why, no, I would not deny it. My practice is well known. Indeed, since I helped cure the plague of '92 with my strong water.
Then you admit you have committed this most grievous offence.
Ah, well, 'tis true I'm not technically licensed, but I fail to see how...
You fail to see? Then permit me to enlighten you, sir. A medical license assures the residents of London that a physician has the necessary education and skill to treat them. By practicing without qualification, you have not only broken the law, you have endangered the lives of your patients. Indeed, we have received reports that a man by the name of Nicholas Mugg, a wig maker of Silver Street, has lately died under your care.
Aye, well, that was most lamentable, but not my fault, sir. Mr. Mugg took a far greater dose of my strong water than I advised him to. He chose the dosage himself. In truth, one might say that the cause of death in this instance was, well, Nicholas Mugg practicing without a medical license.
Silence, Mr. Foreman! Your impudent japery may well be suffered by your patients, but it will not be tolerated here.
I do apologize, Mr. Smith.
Besides the death of this patient, we have gathered ample evidence of your malpractice, Mr. Foreman. Indeed, we have had this illegal operation of yours under observation for quite some time.
'Twas you, Riccardo Ferraro, the merchant from Venice. All along he was you, Richard Smith, the Queen's royal physician. Then I take it, Mr. Smith, you were unsatisfied with the medical care I gave you?
Sir, we are well aware of your occult practices. What you so boldly call medical care was naught but advice conjured up by means of dark magic. You have no understanding of physic or astrology.
But my knowledge of both physic and astrology is unparalleled.
If that is so, then doubtless you will happily submit to having your knowledge examined before this assembly.
Oh. Authority. Sun. Mars are from Venus, men are from Mars, women are from Lemmes. Oh. It's moist. Hot and moist. Privy parts. Libra, Balancer, Scale, Scorpio, Sagittarius. Yeah.
Silence! Simon Foreman, you have failed. Constable, shackle this man and take him from hence to jail.
But, sir, this is most unjust. Pray afford me the chance to unhand me your rogue.
So I am happy to inform you that I have secured your release from jail. By the way of friendship with Mistress Maud Smith, the wife of the President of the College of Physicians, we have contrived to have her, has been believed that you enjoy the favour of John Whitgift, the Archbishop of Canterbury, and that the Archbishop plans to grant you a medical license. But whilst you will be free this day, our rules will not hold for long, for Maud says the college intends to write to the Archbishop to warn him that you are a charlatan and urge him to not grant you a license. Your most assured friend and querent, Alice Bligh. Alice Bligh, she feels no shame, and forsooth is she to blame. If you were to do the same, Alice Bligh, she feels no shame.
Good day, Mistress Bligh. Before we start, I must thank you for having used your influence to help me resolve my recent difficulties.
Say nothing of it. Those doctors and their College of Physicians. Naught but a band of piss-pot sniffing bullies, so they are. Besides, I needed you out of prison so that you might read the stars for me.
I see. And what would you have me advise you on?
What What know you of Richard Bancroft, the Bishop of London?
Not much, in truth. But I did attend the Easter service at St. Paul's. I found the bishop's sermon on the virtues of chastity and abstinence most compelling. Why, you know him well?
Not very well as yet. I was seated beside him at an Episcopal dinner Saturday last. We discoursed a while. Bishop Bancroft is a most charming man. But there was a moment when we did both reach for the brandy decanter. Our eyes met and I felt something.
'Twas a spark between you and the bishop? You felt a certain frisson in the air?
Nay, I felt a certain hand up my skirts, more like.
His Grace put his hand up your skirts. Madam, may I say how...
Save your congratulations, Foreman. The bishop's not in the bag yet. Hence why I am come to you. Now that I have piqued his interest, I would have the stars tell me how to secure it.
Then you wish to pursue an amorous affair with Bishop Bancroft. But what of your husband, Dean Blagg?
Oh, do not speak to me of my husband. Thomas Blagg is not fit to secure his wife's future. He is not fit for many of his marital duties, truth be told. But you did warn me of Blagg's financial ruin, and for that I am grateful.
Forsooth, I am glad I was able to be of service to you, Mistress Blagg.
Speaking of such, let us press on with this day's readings, if you please.
Of course, let us consult the stars. How may Mistress Blagg secure the lasting affections of Richard Bancroft, the Bishop of London?
I think I can read again. His child. Away from home. Wait, what? Well, it may be A, child adultery, or B. Let's go with this. This is the correct choice, I do believe.
The stars advise you to conduct your wooing of the Bishop Bancroft with constraint and discipline. You must be strict. Allow him no intimacies.
I see. Keep the bishop's hands off me till he begs for it. Until he be driven so mad with lust he would offer anything for a tumble.
'Tis one interpretation, certainly. 'Tis true that Lady Anne Boleyn found success with such a stratagem in her pursuit of the late King Henry Tudor. At least, up to a point.
Aye, poor lady. Be there anything else?
My chart does also advise you to adopt a manner that is quiet, gentle, and demure.
Verily, I will not lie. This is beginning to sound like a cod's load of work. Mayhap I play dumb with the bishop and merely nod and smile at everything he says. But 'tis the stratagem used by Jane Seymour, I believe. And unlike Anne Boleyn, she bagged her king without losing her head, did she not?
Very nice. Four more consultations with Miss... What's her name? Lancelot More, love be his passion. Liking in mind, but fulsome in fashion. One wise time strives so much hurt. He that persists in chasing the skirt. Why, yes.
Good day, sir, and well met. Oh, pray tell, did you secure the hand of the golden-haired maiden?
Yea, verily I did. But 'twas through luck alone, for though your advice to impress her with jewels and manly pursuits was most excellent wise, she took ill against me. She even called me a peacocking bear-botherer. But luckily, her father shares my love of rough sports and was greatly impressed by my semblance of wealth. He promised me her hand in marriage, and I was made the happiest of men.
Then I must congratulate you on your forthcoming nuptials. Will you be having a summer wedding, or...?
Congratulate me? Do not congratulate me, Foreman, for I am the unhappiest of men. It was but a day after our engagement was announced that my love became afflicted with the smallpox. Naturally, I was all a terror. Would she perish? So wretched was I with fear, I almost died of fright.
Aye, naturally. Smallpox is a most terrible disease. I intend to write a small treatise on the subject.
But then, alas! Fate struck the cruelest of blows upon my soul.
Oh, verily.
Poor girl.
May she rest in peace. Or re-squeeze in patchy, as we Latin scholars say.
What? Nay, death would have been a mercy. For once cured, the maid arose from her sickbed bearing hideous scars. Her once fair cheeks thus so cratered, to make the very moon wane with envy.
I see. And now you wish to extract yourself from your engagement, I presume.
Naturally. But her brother and father are fearsome men with a taste for rough sport, and her mother's tongue is as sharp as a barber's blade. I worry that my breach of promise may be taken ill.
Then let me see if I may fathom the family's reaction from the stars. What will become of breaking your engagement to this once fair, now pox-scarred maid?
Well, it's fairly obvious now. His death. Foreign country. War. That does seem possible. Forgiveness from the young lady. Marriage. I say war might play out. No, it is the Middle Ages after all.
The stars suggest you have much to fear from this family. Aye, you must flee England at once. For according to my precise calculations, based on the current alignment of the planets, let me see now. Yes, you will be branded a cock-born, snatch-grabbing knave of the lowest order, who deserves to be disemboweled with a pudding spoon. That is, if I'm not mistaken. And not even God is on your side, for it is his plan that you may be dragged into a foggy-headed confusion so as to render you defenseless against the family's dark intentions. Oh, good sir, you must heed my warning and never show your face in London lest you be set upon most violently.
God's blood! I must flee England's shores and never show my face, you say? But whither shall I go? Hold, I have it. Be it not carnival season in Venice, when citizens do hide their faces behind masks? Oh, and with such style. I thank you, Foreman, for you have been most helpful. I must fly at once to my tailor to be measured for the latest Venetian fashions.
Three more. Glory to the Lord, our Lord, Archbishop with his gift. Glory to the Lord in the highest, and the church except for the Queen. Glory to the Lord, our gift. Quite a high level of blasphemy right there now. Well, actually I do think I will end off this episode right here. It's been a little bit longer, I do believe, than the previous episode. But anyway, that has been it. We will continue with John Whitgift in the next and hopefully final episode. Brought to you by me, LGD. Good night, my dear viewers.